Brad Pitt, the enigmatic heartthrob whose chiseled jawline and brooding intensity have captivated audiences for decades, is once again thrust into the unforgiving glare of public scrutiny, not for a blockbuster premiere or a red carpet triumph, but for the lingering shadows of his high-profile divorces. The Fight Club icon, now navigating the twilight of his cinematic prime with ventures like the upcoming F1 racing drama, finds himself ensnared in a web of emotional reckonings from two of Hollywood's most formidable women, ex-wife Angelina Jolie and former spouse Jennifer Aniston. Their recent outbursts, laced with raw pain and unfiltered truths, have peeled back the layers of Pitt's carefully curated persona, exposing accusations that strike at the core of his personal life and question the narratives he's long maintained. In a saga that blends courtroom battles with confessional candor, these women are not just airing grievances. They're rewriting the chapters of a shared history that once glittered with glamour but now simmers with unresolved tension. At the epicenter of this storm is the protracted feud between Pitt and Jolie, whose union, forged in the sultry intrigue of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, unraveled amid allegations of volatility and heartbreak. Though their divorce was officially sealed years ago, the couple's joint empire, particularly the idyllic French vineyard Chateau Miraval, continues to be a battleground for control and compensation. Jolie's latest salvo came in a blistering legal filing, where she rebuffed Pitt's demand for access to her private communications regarding the property's partial sale. With the poise of a humanitarian warrior who's channeled personal turmoil into global advocacy, Jolie articulated the profound emotional toll of their separation. The events leading to my need to separate from my ex-husband were emotionally difficult for me and our children, she wrote, her words a stark reminder of the human stakes in what has devolved into a tabloid-fueled property dispute. She painted a picture of sacrifice and solace-seeking, recounting how, upon initiating divorce proceedings, she relinquished control of their sprawling Los Angeles family homes and the Miraval estate to Pitt, sans any financial offset, in a bid to foster peace after what she described as a difficult and traumatic period. This gesture, intended as an olive branch, now underscores her narrative of imbalance, where concessions met with intransigence. Insiders close to the fray whisper of an endless cycle, where each legal maneuver begets another layer of acrimony. First the divorce and custody battle, and now the fight for Miraval, one confidant lamented, capturing the exhaustion that permeates this drawn-out drama. The source's poignant query, will this war ever end? Hopefully for the kids' sakes, it will, elevates the discourse beyond celebrity gossip, thrusting it into the realm of familial legacy. Pitt and Jolie's 6 children, Maddox, Pax, Zahara, Shiloh, Knox and Vivian, stand as silent witnesses to a dissolution that has spanned nearly a decade, from Jolie's 2016 filing to the present-day skirmishes. The vineyard, once a symbol of their blended family's idyllic escape, now embodies fractured dreams, rolling hills of lavender and grapevines that should evoke romance but instead echo boardroom haggling. Jolie's decision to divest her stake, reportedly to fund philanthropic endeavors like refugee aid through her work with the UNHCR, clashes with Pitt's vision of preserving it as a commercial jewel. This clash isn't merely financial, it's a referendum on trust, on whether the man once dubbed Brangelina's anchor can honor the vulnerabilities shared in marriage's aftermath. Shifting the lens to Pitt's earlier chapter with Aniston, the accusations take on a more introspective hue, challenging long-circulating myths about their split. The Friends legend, whose relatable charm has endeared her to generations, has endured years of speculation that painted her as the career-obsessed foil to Pitt's family man aspirations. In a revelatory moment of defiance, Aniston dismantled this trope with surgical precision, affirming that her fertility struggles were the unspoken undercurrent of their union's end. I was trying to get pregnant. It was a challenging road for me, the baby-making road, she disclosed, her candor a thunderclap in a culture that often silences women's reproductive narratives. Married from 2000 to 2005, their partnership, sparked amid the frenzy of the good girl, promised enduring bliss but crumbled under the weight of unfulfilled dreams. Aniston's reticence about these trials stemmed from a fierce commitment to privacy. That's nobody's business, she insisted, a boundary she upheld even as tabloids spun tales of selfishness and ambition. The toll of such falsehoods, however, proved insurmountable. But there comes a point when you can't hear it. The narrative about how I won't have a baby, have a career and be selfish, a workaholic. It does affect me. I'm just a human being, Aniston confessed, her vulnerability a poignant counterpoint to the glossy resilience she's projected since Friends. This breaking point compelled her to reclaim her story, labeling the pervasive rumor that Pitt left because she refused motherhood as absolute lies. Far from a villainous tale of professional avarice, Their breakup emerges as a tapestry of mutual heartbreak, where biological hurdles and mismatched timelines conspired against them. Aniston's reflections invite empathy for the private agonies behind public facades, reminding us that stars, too, navigate the labyrinth of hope and loss in pursuit of family. Pitt, for his part, remains a cipher in this dual indictment, his responses muted amid the roar of revelations. Yet, piecing together his trajectory from Aniston's sunlit beaches to Jolie's globe-trotting intensity, reveals a man perpetually in reinvention. Post-Aniston, his liaison with Jolie ignited a firestorm, birthing a brood and a brand that redefined celebrity activism. Post-Jolie, he's channeled solitude into artistry, collaborating with George Clooney on ventures that blend thrill with introspection. These accusations, shocking in their intimacy, compel a broader reckoning. Do they tarnish his legacy or humanize the icon? For Jolie, they affirm agency in the face of trauma. For Aniston, they shatter stigma around infertility. For Pitt, they pose an opportunity for introspection, perhaps in therapy's quiet halls or a script's cathartic pages.